I need a haircut. Ouch. Welcome to another tutorial video. Intro. Welcome back, nice to see you again. It's another Wednesday, it's another video, and today is another tutorial. I'm gonna teach you how to do macro photography without macro lens. You might be asking, what is macro photography? Macro photography is something like this. There's two ways you can actually take the shot like this. A, you can take the shot and crop the part where the B is. The other way that you can do it, which is a proper way to do it, is to use a macro lens. You might be asking, why do I need macro lens? Why can't I just come close to the subject, bang, take the shot and done? It doesn't really work like that. Every single lens has got its own minimum focusing distance. Means that the majority of the lenses, if they're not macro, they won't be able to take the shots really close. But the reason that we're here today is not to talk about a macro lens. We're going to talk about how to take the shot without a macro lens. You need to have a lens that has an aperture ring, like this one, because you need to be able to open the aperture really large. Now you see me, now you don't. Most new lenses, the aperture actually being controlled in the body of the camera, so therefore it does not have any aperture rings at all. The default of this lens will have the aperture set to be very small, about 16 or 22. This type of lens is not ideal for this macro photography technique, but if you must use this lens, I will definitely show you how. Well, basically any lenses from any brand will be able to pull this trick. I'm gonna run through two lenses with the aperture rings and just this one without the aperture rings, and I'll show you how we're gonna shoot with that. Alright, I don't know why I'm ducking down here, but I guess this is the only angle that represents all these lenses, the camera, myself, and this little Lego here. I've got two lenses with me now. I've got this 50 1.8 and 1735 2.8. These two lenses, they both have aperture rings, so that's what we want. You must remember, this kind of macro photography, the focus point is actually a fixed point, so you have to move forward or backwards to obtain that little focus point. This is how it's normally be mounted to the camera. You just need to turn it around this way. So let's do the shoot. Hold it nicely. Make sure you do not break any of the instruments here. I'm shooting with ISO 2500 and it's 2.8 on the lens and 1/60th of a second. In addition to the ambient light as well, I've got two aperture lights with me. One on that side there, as you can see the reflection here, and the other one just right up there. Alright, now I'm gonna do this 50mm 1.8, but I'm gonna set the aperture to 2.8 and let's do the shoot. Currently shooting with 1/80th of a second, ISO 1600. If you want, you can sort of lift this up a little bit, and what it does is actually let the light to leak. So now, if you're asking, what if I don't have one of those lenses with the aperture rings? Then although this is not ideal to use that type of lenses for this macro photography technique, but let's stop all those excuses there. We can actually make this work. It's a 50 1.4 from Nikon. Just like any other lenses without the aperture rings, the aperture will always set to the smallest when it is not attached to the camera. It means that the light that is going into the camera is a lot less. And as you are trying to find a focus, you'll also notice in the viewfinder that it's actually a lot darker too because of this small aperture. So what do you do when it's too dark? You turn on the light. Use any light source like torch. If you have a smartphone, chances are you'll have a flashlight or torch built into that. In this circumstance, I'm using this little bad boy, the aperture light. This is actually very bright, nicely lit. This is mainly to help you to find the focus when you look at through the viewfinder. But when you click the shutter button, it's not necessarily this bright. So that is why you need one of the flash units as well. This is the most practical way. And this light is definitely helpful in order to get me the fine focus of this little man here. Here's the photos taken. Just in case you're asking, like, now that I know this technique, do I still need the macro photography lens? So I would say, if you find that by having that macro photography lens, then that's got the added value to your photography, to your business, and then get the momentum going from there, by all means, if you can afford that, just go for it and get one. But what I'm trying to say is photography equipments are expensive. As nice as it is to have, nice for portraits, it's nice for macro, this might not be a day-to-day lens that you can use. This might not be in the top of your priorities. And by having this technique, it might save you hundreds of dollars for now until you can afford to get the real macro lens. So that's it guys, thank you so much for watching this vlog. So if you find there's a value in this video, please like, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your fellow photographers. Share this video with your mates who's studying in photography and needs to know this sort of technique as well. Be generous. We're all mates after all. You know, photographers are all friends. As always, let's make this world a better place for all of us to live in. See you in the next vlog. Peace out. By the way, I forgot about this. I would love to see you taking your macro photography shots with this technique. So do macro photographies without macro photography lens. Please share that with me. Tag me on Instagram at @BradImaginationAdventure. Actually, Brad_Imagination_Adventure. So confusing. Tag me on Instagram. I would love to see those shots and I will give you my 2 cents from there. Alright, thanks for watching again. See ya.